Hey guys, and welcome back to All Things Anime X. Today's episode is a quick overview and rundown of what transpired in this recent episode. We have a lot to unpack. A lot has been going on in Season 6, particularly. We have been seeing a lot of advancement as far as superheroes and seeing the new rise of the new generation of superheroes, whether it be Bakugo, Midoriya, or Shoto. And on the villain side, we have characters like Shigaraki, who is replacing All For One. Then we have characters like Dabi, who we figure out is Toya, Shoto's brother, which in a turn event really surprised me. Nonetheless, he takes after Stain and what Stain fought for and his legacy. The dynamic of these characters I find very good because we get backstories on both sides. We know exactly what each side is fighting for and why they are heroes or villains. Alright, now time to dive into the video. This episode is called Ichiro no Kibo Tashi. English translation is Threads of Hope. That being said, while the villains aid Shigaraki alongside Dabi also released an international broadcast, which he explained he's the lost son of the number one hero, Endeavor. Broadcast, he's pretty much explaining how essentially Endeavor created kids so he can create a more powerful quirk. For those who don't know, quirks are a makeup of 80% of human population in this show. It's been stated that over time, quirks gain stronger and stronger throughout a makeup of creating new quirks by having offspring. Dabi, who is the first son of Endeavor, claims he wasn't wanted because he only had a fire quirk, which he admitted which was very more powerful than his own. He was looking for a mixture between fire and ice. Rei, who is the mother, has an ice type. They conceived, they had 2 more children, with the other child having only the ice quirk, and Todoroki having the ice and fire, which Endeavor wanted. Think about it, it's kind of sad, but as a viewer, it's also cool because you want to see potential and different aspects of what can make a quirk better than previous. Because Endeavor's whole reasoning for wanting to have a mixture of quirks is to surpass All Might or All For One's quirk. Following after that, Toya tried to use Ominous Burn, which is also a technique from Endeavor. But Sugana uses his Being Genius quirk to Toya's movements. And see that Makia doesn't have the ability to last forever as we probably expected because he ran through pretty much the entire city with ease. My guy didn't eat his Wheaties. Hato trying to confront Toya while fighting against Shoto. Your ass burnt the fuck up. Like, bro, what are you doing? Like, what are you doing? Endeavor is just sitting there out of sync. Rightfully so, because he thought his son died in the fire. And Shoto the same reason, obviously. That's his brother. Like, it's very understandable why they may have a disadvantage at the battle point. But Dabi using his blue flames, going all crazy, going flamey-o, hot boy. You know, everybody loves Dabi. A moment of perspective, it definitely looks like he's getting stronger by fighting and enjoying. He probably get his fuel from rage and hate as well. And while Toya is powering up, here goes Shoto. Stop it! I thought Shoto would have had a bit more grace to him, but I guess that's what come with, you know, just having powers and, you know, a dead sibling that you thought was dead, but, you know, managed to survive. And then we get into the flashback of Shigaraki. It was a reminder of us, the audience, that he always had a terrible itch, and the source of his itch, it wasn't just something that was easily curable. It came from his hatred towards his father and heroes because his father neglected heroes throughout the course of his life as a young child. he wakes up from his coma and orders Makia to destroy. And for those who don't know, Makia pretty OP, very OP. Nobody was able to stop him up until he arrives to the main battle scene. Following this, Shoto shows his confusion, asking Toya if he'd act crazy if Natsu died too. And Toya explaining that he could really care less and he rather them to be dead anyways, and that he would gain satisfaction by killing Shoto. But to me, the next part is the best part of this episode. And this is the return of Lemillion. Lemillion is back. Like, Lemillion quirk, to me, if I would have a power, it would definitely be Lemillion's. The ability to phase through objects and to fly, you can't get no better than that. I mean, come on now. And then following this, Eri uses her quirk, and her quirk is absolutely broken. When I tell you it's broken, it transcends time itself. Eri's quirk, Rewind, is able to bring a being back to its previous state, meaning she can convert a person back to how they was at a previous time. Or she could de-evolve someone, meaning, in theory, she can transform someone into an ape or a monkey. Because if it transcends time to a previous state and matter, then our evolution was to come from monkeys and then Neanderthals and then what we are today. And I also believe that quirks is a manifestation of what human life would become in future time. But her sweet self uses her quirk on Lemillion. And then Lemillion, he really cracks me up because he's not as physically strong as Midoriya or Endeavor or characters like Mirako. And who I think is the most savage, Bakugo saves Suguna and provides his new hero name, which I think is so lame. But it's Bakugo, so I'm gonna ride with it because Bakugo, that's my guy. He then claims his new hero name is Great Explosion Murder God Dynamite. Stay with me, guys. Everyone, including the villain, actually pretty much says that it's mid. And I was laughing like crazy. And My Hero Academia does a good job of being creative and explaining or showing detail of relationships towards characters, such as the sibling between Toya and Shoto. Toya then hugs Shoto and expresses his excitement of Endeavor's despair. Endeavor was pretty much depressed and lonesome, had a pretty much dull face this whole episode. Like, it really gave me a real feeling that he was really hurt, that he really thought Toya was dead. Like, I could only imagine how that would feel for a person to, go through all of this and then someone just pretty much knocks on the doorstep and be like, hey, I'm home. Toya is happy and pretty much owns the fact that he's the failure, but he wants to defeat Endeavor's masterpiece, which is the youngest son, Shoto, because Shoto has both the ice and fire quirk that Endeavor so badly wanted. Which I understand, but you can't ignore that, bro. The guy has blue flames. Anytime someone has blue flames, it's just a different kind of cool to it. Like, literally cool. But like all real MCs do, my man Midoriya, broken arms and all that, he already maxed out using All For One. My man goes Froppy style and saves Shoto using his tongue. Like, OMG. That was so crazy. And of course, Toya, like the badass that he is, tells Midoriya to pretty much stay out of this. This is family business. This is a family affair, please. And to be honest, I was okay with that. He then expires Endeavor. He expires everyone by his little speech that every main character gives. And on Endeavor's last breath, he strikes Makia as he breaks free of Suguna's hold. I'm like, bro, thank you. You finally did something, Mr. Number One. The episode ends with Compressed pretty much telling Shigaraki, bro, we're in this because of you. Like, this is a trap now. We expected to walk out of here scotch-free, on top. However, this was not the case. Like, now we're in this pickle. Everybody's tied up by Suguna. What the hell are we going to do? But this episode was very good. It was very detailed. We see Toya's happiness towards Shoto. We see a lot of different angles of where the placement is amongst the heroes and the villains. And pacing and timing is very important. And My Hero is definitely doing wonders doing that. Adding different potential, different outcomes of show can go. And the various potential that we can see in the characters. Me personally, I love how Bakugo and Shoto and Midoriya are all right there. We're able to see different sides of them, that they all care for each other, that they all, more or less step in for one another if anything happens. But thank you for tuning in. Let me know what you think of this episode. Man, I love this episode. Like I said, the detail and the pace of how My Hero is executing is very successful. And I believe that we're in for a very, very exciting season finale. If that already wasn't. Okay, like and subscribe and share. Peace.